welcome back to Adventures in Aviators. It's Michelle and Jason. Today we are taking you on an epic adventure all around the amazing country of Iceland. And this was an epic trip for the ages. If you are one of those people who wants to check out the Reykjavik area and do a short layover as they're promoting, awesome, do it. We have a different video for you that talks about all of the day trips that you can do all around Reykjavik. For this video, we're talking about the ring road and even getting off of the ring road going into the West Fjordlands.
We flew into Reykjavik and we spent 2 weeks in Iceland. So we rented a car so that we could go anywhere on our own schedule. And we started by just spending a couple of days in Reykjavik. We did the Golden Circle during this time, and we did another hike called Glimmer. You can check out some other tutorials that we have about those specific areas. But from there, we drove north, and we drove up to one of the first peninsulas you get to, and the town is called Grandafjordur. And it's the home of where Kirkjufell is. It is a very well-known, well-photographed mountain. And we spent quite a bit of time, just a few days, checking out this whole peninsula. There's also a volcano at the end of that peninsula, and so a lot of really cool driving that you can do around, and waterfalls, and just short little hikes that you can do to just take in the scenery there. From there, we left and we took a ferry boat. So we loaded our car onto a ferry and we went north into the West Fjords. And it doesn't take too long. I think it took a couple of hours maybe. And your ferry boat ends in Flaklandur.
From Flaklandur, we went towards Patreksfjörður, and by far this was an awesome day. There's two things out this way that we loved. One is the Pinker Red Sand Beach, which is relative to their other beaches, which are mostly black. It's pretty much just a gorgeous seaside area and a beautiful beach area that we thoroughly enjoyed. On our way to the Bird Cliffs, and the Bird Cliffs are where you can see puffins, probably my second favorite animal next to manta rays. And the puffins come up to the Bird Cliffs in the evening, and really think dusk time, which in summer is really, really late. So we got there around 9 thinking, hey, the puffins are coming in. Well, there weren't that many around at 9 o'clock. We had to wait a good hour before they really started showing up, and of course there were other people there who wanted to see them as well. This cliff region is truly stunning. Though dangerous, you can only go up to the edge of the cliff on your stomach because it's not solid rock necessarily. There's gravel and dirt that could give away there, and so you do have to be careful in this area. There are paths that you can follow the cliffs along for several kilometers, but this whole area is just beautiful, dramatic cliff falls as well as unique, one-of-a-kind nature as you get to see the puffins nesting on the cliffs.
So from the West Fjords, we made our way back to the ring road and made our way north. And we stayed in a Kiri for one night, and this is actually an area that gets more tourism than what you might think because cruise ships dock here. So let's talk about Mývatn. Mývatn is a lake, and the name of the lake, it actually means Lake of the Flies. And indeed, it is a lake of flies. So be prepared that there's gonna be flies all over your face during certain parts of the year, and it was not really very pleasant. So just be prepared that you might need a fly mask, one of those mesh things that go over your face. It was a very beautiful area and some very unique features that you can see there, some short hikes. They also have a lot of thermal features in this area. So we went and saw the mud pots, and there's a few brightly colored lake pools. There's also kind of like the Blue Lagoon of the north that you can go, and they're very expensive. They overcharge like crazy for this, but you can go into these thermal baths and hang out for a while and pay a lot of money for it. It was a fun experience, but I don't know if I would choose to do it again, knowing what I know now.
From Mývatn, we made our way to the east, and there's not a ton of stuff to see as you make this drive. It's kind of more of a drive day, but we made our way to the coast. We attempted to do a day of kayaking, but the weather kind of hijacked that plan. So we made our way down to Hub. And Hub was one of my favorite places, and this is why we do Airbnb so much. We had such a great time. This family hosted us, and it was Lobster Festival weekend, and they made us a lobster bisque and had a big party and just invited us to be a part of this party, and we had a great time. Along with the Lobster Festival, this is where the massive Vatnajökull Glacier is, the largest in all of Europe. To drive up to the glacier, again, like these waterfalls, you think it's really close, but it ends up being quite a ways away because it's so huge. But these are areas that you definitely want to be careful on. These things move daily, and this is really a thing that you need to just enjoy from a distance and not walk onto the glacier.
So we booked a tour, and especially during the summer is considered the melting season, and so things are less stable and they change daily. And so the tours actually, they're experienced. They know the ebb and flow of the glacier and where to take you. So they give you the clamp-ons so that you have the tools that you need, and you bundle yourself up, and then they take you on an excursion across the top of the glacier. It's really cool. It's really fun. You will have two different experiences if you go in summer or winter. And so I would really like to go back during the winter because there's more like ice tunnels that you can explore. But during the melting season, it's just too dangerous to do that kind of stuff. And if you stand on top of the glacier, you can hear it melting. So you want to be very careful during those summer months, which is why, again, the tour is very important.
Fun fact, this is where they shot scenes from Interstellar. So I was pretending to be Matthew McConaughey walking across this other planet. It was pretty sure Michelle was hoping that I was Matthew McConaughey walking across her planet, but not that attractive. Anyway.
So as we're continuing our way around the circle of Iceland, we are going south, and they have some beautiful black sand beaches along here. And along those black sand beaches are glaciers that are breaking off, and so they call it Glacier Lake. And it's beautiful. It's really fascinating to watch these glaciers move. And some of these big old chunks of ice end up on the beach where you can take pictures with them and just kind of watch them as they're making their way to the ocean. A really, really cool area to explore. I really loved this part of Iceland.
As you make your way further to the west, back towards Reykjavik, you will come across some of their more famous waterfalls. Still further to the east is Skogafoss, and this is a part of a major hike that we did, and you can check out that video. This is a 1 or 2 day hike that you can do through this area, and it's absolutely beautiful. Then as you go further towards Reykjavik is Seljalandsfoss, and this is a really unique waterfall that you can actually see all around. You can walk back behind it. It kind of feels like you're in the Batcave or something, because that's basically how I envision most of my life, is being in the Batcave. But again, a very beautiful and unique waterfall that's worth spending some time around if you are in this area.
So after we did our long day hike, we went back to Reykjavik and flew out from there.
Well, see you later.
So you might have noticed that the Iceland words are very large and long and full of consonants and weird letters. So a quick guide for at least figuring out what you're looking at on a map is if you look at the end of the word, you can kind of understand what it is. So if it ends with foss, then it is a waterfall. If it ends with fell, it is a mountain. If it ends with jökull, it's like a volcano. And if it's vatn, it is a lake. And if it's fjordur, then you are in a fjord.
So now you know a little Icelandic. Of course, this is a huge country. It doesn't look very big, but there are so many different things to see. And so please, if you've been, give us your feedback in the comments below. We want future visitors to have all of the benefits of our knowledge there. There's so much to do, so many hikes to see. If you love nature, Iceland is for you. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we've got a variety of videos from all over the world that we can help set up your future travels. So subscribe right over there, and we will see you next time. From Flucklander, there we went from Flucklander. I can't say it. Alright. We're the massive. What's it called? Thanks, Michelle.
You can just cut part of that out.
Yeah, can I? And I'm really kind of getting to the part that you were going to talk about, but that's what we do.
What?
We'll see you next time. We'll see you next time. The end.